Friday, mostly sunny, high near 60, and Saturday, also about the same. All right, does me great pleasure to bring my buddy back in here. We actually became buddies, and I don't know how that happened.
Because he brings you something to eat.
No, I go there, too, and I eat, and I actually pay when he lets me. But my good friend Jesse from the award-winning Culvers in Zion. Welcome back, Jess.
Hey, it's always great to be here. You know that.
Oh, man, I tell you, you guys have got another contest kind of going on. You are like the number one Culvers in the world, aren't you? I say the world.
I'd go with that, but you know what? People might want to argue that with us.
And one good thing about you and Lisa, I swear you guys are so dedicated to the community. You guys are always giving back. And now you're doing something, too. I'm calling it the award-winning Culvers giving back to the community. And what are you guys doing like tonight? What's going on tonight?
Tonight, that's why we brought Johnny along here to talk a little bit about the ZB youth football team.
Okay.
We're doing a 10% night for those guys. They show up big. They've really helped out our restaurant by showing up really big at the restaurant. Plus, we go out there. Last year we had Scoopy out at a couple games. We sponsor actually Johnny's team, and Johnny actually is pretty exciting. But he's also one of my employees and works at the restaurant with us. Great guy, actually one of my best guys.
All right, let's back up a little bit. You said a 10% night. What do you mean a 10% night? Explain to me a little bit about
10% night tonight, between 4 and 8 o'clock tonight. Anybody that comes in, we give 10% back to that organization.
And the organization you're donating the money to now is the ZB junior football team. Is that right?
Correct.
All right, and you got Coach in here this morning. We got Coach John Overbey in here. Good morning, Johnny. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Larry. How are you?
It's Jerry, Larry. I mean, Bob, George. Yeah, thanks, Nick. I appreciate that. But
Jerry, I'm just as surprised as you are by that.
All right, tell me a little bit about the football team, Johnny.
Well, the junior ZBs were comprised of 9 different football teams on 9 different levels with 197 players.
Wow, okay.
We have 62 cheerleaders on 3 different teams. We play in a TCYFL, which is a Chicagoland Youth Football League. And we also put out a spring flag football program where we serve 112 kids.
Really? Which do you prefer, tackle or flag?
Tackle.
How long have you been coaching, sir?
I've been coaching for 14 years now.
Really? How did you get into coaching? I got to be honest with you. This year, I kind of started coaching. It's the Beach Park Bears, kind of a competitor, so to speak. But I just went.
Are you guys like losers or?
Stop. I don't want to talk about a record.
Sorry, Hector.
It's Jerry, guys. Okay, all right, let's get it right. But how did you get into coaching? I went as a parent just wanting to watch my kid play football, and I got talked into coaching. Is that kind of happening?
That's kind of how it happened. My oldest son was started into football, and when he started, the head coach of the team at the time had no assistant coaches, and he said, "Dad, I need you."
And that's kind of how it happened with me too. And I tell you what, it has been very time consuming. However, it's probably been one of the best summers leading into falls in my life. I tell you what, it is great. I think once it gets in your blood and you can help these kids out, and it's not just about the game of football, it's actually discipline and everything else. Are you finding the same thing?
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I've actually coached many teams that I didn't even have a child playing on because it just, once it's there, you can't get rid of it.
Is your kid playing for your team this year?
I have a little guy playing for my team this year now,
What's the name of that team?
The Junior Beast.
All right.
Junior Z Beast.
What's the name of your team?
Sponsored by Culvers.
All right.
Is it the Bears?
No, it's not the Bears.
It's the Z Beast.
And tomorrow we're going to be talking football again. I've got my coaches coming on. Our season is winding down to an end. We only got 2 more games. How many more games you got, Coach?
We have 2 more, plus the playoffs.
Oh, you guys made the playoffs this year?
Yes.
We didn't. Okay, so, enough about that. But, all right, so, Jess, you're doing this tonight from, 4 to 8, you said?
Absolutely.
It's 5 to 9.
5 to 9?
5 to 9.
All right, see, the coach knows. You just go there and
we do so many of them. I lose track. I'll be honest with you.
All right, tell me a little bit about this. We're going to be doing this for 5-6 weeks, something like that.
The contest is that, but we do this every week. I mean, it's year round that we do 10% nights. It's not just for this competition. The competition obviously is something that we'd like to win because we give the money back to the staff.
Right.
But plus we're going to give some money back to a couple different organizations there in the Zion area if we should happen to win it.
Okay.
But bottom line, we do this 10% night. We do it year round.
Now, does anybody show up, or do you have to be a junior ZB or anything like that? Anybody walks through your doors,
You're supposed to come in with a flyer, but usually we end up throwing flyers away and we just give 10% back.
So anybody that walks through your door tonight from 5 to 9, 10% right off the top, you're giving to this youth organization, the ZB Juniors.
Absolutely.
That's crazy, dude. How can you stay in business like that?
I don't really know. Absolutely. the wife's kind of struggling with it. My partner's kind of struggling with it. But you know what? It just seems like the right thing to do.
It is the right thing to do, and you don't see a lot of businesses doing it. And I got to be honest with you, that's one of the reasons why you guys have one of the most successful Culvers around, is the things that you do. You are deeply embedded with the community.
My wife and partner aren't struggling with it. They're totally on base with it.
I know you were just messing with me on that, and your wife is extremely hot, and she's got a nice bottom.
Yeah,
but anyways,
nice recovery, too.
Yeah, very nice. But now, also, I got to be honest. Now, you're not just doing this tonight. Now, tomorrow night, you're doing this again to something that's really near and dear to you.
Yeah, that's the breast cancer. That's kind of a huge one for us. My wife unfortunately went through breast cancer.
Right.
Thank the Lord that I still have her, and she's completely clean for. Gosh, I hope you're not listening, Lisa, but I think 9 or 10 years.
Very good. That's awesome,
in that
man.
Area. Don't remember the exact date, but she's doing great. She's healthy. She yells at me every day, so I know that she's
fine,
feeling
right?
Good, yeah.
You know, I mean, that has got to be.
That's why I'm sporting the hat. My crew's going to be sporting the hat. We're going to be wearing some pink tomorrow at the restaurant. I'm actually going to be out at the ZB football game too tomorrow night at the high school.
Okay.
We're going to be serving food out there, and then we give our profits back to the high school.
That is just
so we're going to
amazing.
be doing a lot of different things tomorrow. It's kind of exciting.
Very cool. And I just want to touch on, the breast cancer awareness. I mean, everybody's kind of jumping on board, but here's a guy that and his wife that this actually hit them at home. So I mean, this has got to really truly mean something to you. I can only imagine the day your wife found out, and you guys had to go through this together.
It had to be god awful.
It was definitely a tough year or two.
I can only imagine. So when you came to her and said, "Hun, this is something I want to do for breast cancer awareness," I mean, she had to give you a big hug and kiss and say, "Yeah."
You know what? We do so much, and she's so active and trying to help any way she can. Obviously, it's near and dear to my heart too. We always want to help any way we can. With the hospital there in town, we get a lot of opportunity with a lot of people coming into the restaurant, so we're able to sit and talk with a lot of people, and it's really exciting to be able to help people. Exciting now that it's over.
Yeah, I bet.
The time that it was happening, it was pretty emotional, pretty hard, pretty tough.
All right, you're one of these guys that do a lot of this stuff behind the scene and don't blow your own horn. I want to blow your own horn. Wait a minute. I want to talk about your restaurant.
Whoa.
All right, let's talk about your restaurant. You where are you at? Where are you located?
We're at 3335 Sheridan Road.
And it's in Zion. It's right in front of the Kmart there. You've got one of the nicest, cleanest restaurants I've ever been in. I'll go by there. What time do you open in the morning?
We open 10. We're closed at 10.
All right, but I'll go by there at 9 o'clock. You got your staff out sweeping the parking lot. You've got them rearranging the little rocks. Everything is immaculate at your restaurant. I have never come in there any time of the day where your place has not been spotless. Is that something that comes from you and it kind of trickles down to your staff?
You know what? I think it comes from my wife and me, and my partner Ed, of course, is always, kind of there too and working hard at it. My mom and dad, I'm so fortunate to have them. I praise the Lord for them. They do a lot of landscaping and stuff just because they're retired and they just love doing that. Don't really understand it because I hate doing that stuff. And it's a lot of work. My mom and dad are like workhorses. They're out there. They take care of my landscaping, everything else. It's amazing.
Well, you hear it all the time in a lot of commercials and the stereotype: own and operated, family owned and operated. You truly are family owned and operated. You got your mom there. You got your wife there. I've seen your kids work in the store there too.
Yep.
So.
I got a whole bunch.
Very cool. We got to take a quick break for traffic. When we get back, can you guys stick around a little bit more? And Johnny, I want to talk a little bit about the ZB Football League and how that's going for you.
Sure.